All right, so we have one more resolution tonight, and that is in support of National Suicide Prevention Month. Can I get a motion in support of that resolution? No, yes, maybe. Jess, you want to?
Sorry, I was
Go
taking a
ahead.
note.
No, I know.
I move that the board approve, no. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, get the right one. I move that the board approve and adopt the recommended,
No.
nope, not the right one. Resolution in support of National Suicide Prevention Month. I need to practice.
Excellent. We had a second on that. Jim is the second on that. I believe, Kristen, you're going to read, no, Jess is going to read that. Right,
See
sorry.
how this goes. All right. In support of National Suicide Prevention Month, September 2022. Whereas suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States and the second leading cause of death among individuals between 18 and 24 years of age. And whereas, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, one individual in the United States dies by suicide every 11 minutes, resulting in around 48,000 deaths each year in the United States. And whereas, it is estimated that there are approximately 1,400,000 suicide attempts each year in the United States. And whereas, reducing the stigma associated with mental health needs and suicidal thoughts and behaviors can encourage individuals who are experiencing these issues to seek life-saving help. And whereas, schools are an important setting for supporting suicide prevention educators, mental health providers, and all other school staff can play a key role in keeping students safe. And whereas, according to the Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, risk factors for suicide, such as anxiety and depression, have increased considerably since the onset of restrictions to help slow the spread of COVID-19. And whereas, September is an appropriate month to designate as National Suicide Prevention Month because September 10th is World Suicide Prevention Day, a day recognized internationally and supported by the World Health Organization. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Poudre School District Board of Education, support National Suicide Prevention Month, September 2022.
Thank you, Jess. Very sobering, frankly. Brian, if you'd like to have the staff speak to us about this.
Yes, thank you.
We already got one from Jim.
So thank you. Joining us this evening to speak to the National Suicide Prevention Month is our Director of Student Support Services, Ms. Liz Davis, and she's here amongst other staff members from our community and staff. Welcome, Liz.
So I would like to just thank everyone tonight and thank Sarah Mauder-Wilkins, and I'll have you say your title, and Kim Granger, and then you can say your title as well when you come up. But I just wanted to thank both of you for working on this. Appreciate you. Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you, members of the board, Superintendent Kingsley, and everyone joining us this evening. My name is Sarah Mauder-Wilkins, and I'm Poudre School District's Mental Health and Prevention Coordinator. Nationally, September is recognized as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. We ask that we in PSD recognize this month to help shift public perception and spread hope and share vital information to people impacted by suicidal thoughts or behaviors. Last December, U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy announced that we are in the midst of a youth mental health crisis, stating that mental health challenges in children, adolescents, and young adults are real and widespread. Even before the pandemic, an alarming number of young people struggled with feelings of helplessness, depression, and thoughts of suicide. And rates have increased over the past decade. The future well-being of our country depends on how we support and invest in the next generation. While the youth mental health crisis is occurring, our community behavioral health clinics are facing a shortage of care providers, only exacerbated by COVID impacts, with behavioral health clinics seeing their wait lists grow while having trouble recruiting and retaining employees. While this and other statistics that you've heard tonight can be disheartening, there is hope. There are steps that we can take to support suicide prevention in schools, including recognizing that mental health is an essential part of overall health, reducing barriers to mental health services, promoting connectedness, teaching coping skills and problem-solving skills through social-emotional learning, and identifying and providing support to those at risk. We ask that you continue to support suicide prevention efforts and mental health access in schools. Schools provide a natural and accessible setting in which students and families are comfortable and trust staff to provide prevention and support them in navigating the mental health care system. Prevention is a key component of supporting student mental health and safety. Recognizing September as Suicide Prevention Month represents our commitment to have PSD's organizational policy and culture be one that promotes knowledge, reduces stigma, and empowers students, families, and staff to recognize key warning signs and know the importance and how to and the importance of seeking life-saving help. I'm going to turn it over to Kim Granger.
Good evening. I'm Kim Granger. I am the coordinator for health services for Poudre School District. I just wanted to add my personal thanks because by reading this resolution tonight, you are all breaking down stigma. It is important to know that talking about suicide does not cause more suicide or put ideas into people's heads. My son, Robbie, took his life in 2017 and never once said anything to anyone about his struggles. I believe he had internal shame, and had he known he was not alone, he might have sought help and he might still be with us today. When we prioritize all students' mental health needs and teach social emotional skills from pre-K to age 21, we provide safety skills, we provide resiliency, and we provide confidence to all of our youth. By aligning district teams and services to address every single student's mental health needs, we have the ability to deeply connect and to hopefully save lives. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. This is important.
Good evening. Thank you, Superintendent Kingsley, the cabinet, and the board. My name is Emily Humphrey, and I'm the Director of Community Justice Alternatives. But I'm here not in that capacity. I'm here as a coalition member for the Larimer County Juvenile Gun Safety Coalition. I'm honored to be amongst you all today, and I want to talk a little bit about our campaign that we're going to play a video for you in just a moment called It Only Takes a Moment. The Larimer County Juvenile Gun Safety Coalition is a neutral coalition that consists of every law enforcement agency here in Larimer County, criminal justice partners, community justice partners, and the support of each school district. When we began this coalition in 2018, our mission was threefold: responsible gun ownership, safe gun storage, and keeping our kids safe. During the pandemic, we realized that the coalition would be remiss if we did not recognize teen suicide and what was happening with the use of the handguns. So we created, as a coalition with our partners Imagine Zero and Alliance for Suicide Prevention, a campaign called It Only Takes a Moment. We're going to have the opportunity to play that public service announcement for you in just a moment. These are children from our community that are the actors in this public service announcement. We're very proud of that. But It Only Takes a Moment has two different meanings. It only takes a moment for a child to make a permanent decision to a temporary problem, and it only takes a moment for a safe, responsible gun owner to lock up their guns to prevent that tragedy from happening. So thank you for giving us and the coalition this opportunity today to play this campaign. Thank you. If we could go ahead and play the PSA, that would be great.
I never thought it would get this bad. But it did.
I always thought I'd ask for help.
But I didn't.
I never thought it would be unlocked, but it was.
But it was.
I never thought it would be so heavy.
But it was so heavy.
I never thought it would be loaded.
I never thought it would be loaded.
I never thought it would be loaded.
But it was.
But it was.
I never thought I could go through with it.
I never thought I could go through with it.
I never thought I could go through with it.
And I didn't. This time.
This time.
This time.
It only takes a moment.
Did you have any other remarks? All right. Does anybody from the board have any remarks you want to make about this resolution? Sorry, DJ, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say 988 is now the national number to call for suicide prevention, and just make sure that you guys all know that and pass the word, and let's make sure that we not only let the children know, but our friends and family too. So, thank you. 988.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. I know how hard that is, but it means so much. Along with 988, which is the new lifeline, there's also, just so you know, I Matter Colorado. And if you go to imattercolorado.org, they can connect you with a therapist for up to 6 free virtual counseling sessions. Parents and youth can go ahead and do that. It's almost instantaneous. I believe it's less than a week's wait for you to get a therapist. So please go ahead and do that. One of the things that they state on the iMatter website is parents seeking support for your child is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of strength. So just keep that in mind when you're doing that. It is hard, but it is a sign of strength when you go ahead and find help for your children. And then again, 988. And also there is the Trevor Project. And so if you need help there as well, you can connect with the Trevor Project. So other than that, thank you.
Thanks very much. Any other remarks? All right, well spoken. Thank you so much to the presenters this evening on this, and for all the work that you're doing to help our students and all of the folks in the community to support their mental health and to prevent suicides. Thank you so much. With that, I'll ask Jill to call a vote on this resolution.
DJ Anderson,
Aye.
Jim Brokish,
Aye.
Nate Donovan,
Aye.
Kristen Draper,
Aye.
Rob Pedersen,
Aye.
Carolyn Reed,
Aye.
Jessica Zamora.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you so much, Jill.